This is a Flying Cow production.
Well, hello, and welcome to the second match of Movie Battles FallOut. Do not adjust your screens. It is actually me, the Flying Cow himself, Clay Johnson. And here with me calling this amazing match is none other than Dr. Meggs. Dr. Meggs, how are we doing?
Things feel right in the world that I am back here with you, but the Hammer said, he might take a nap at some point.
Yeah.
He should not be sleeping on this match. That's all I'm gonna say.
I think he picked like a bad match. I mean, none of these matches are worth taking a nap over, but he's definitely underestimating this match. I gotta say though, in the future, I've really got to remember to read that fine print. I got to stop using, it sounded like both of these sounded like such good names. What are you going to do? But, here we are. We are now here for this very first Iron Woman match in Movie Battles. So, this match was just thrown together at the last minute. Like I said in the preview, I went back and forth as to what we were going to do in this match. And when this opportunity came up, I jumped on it and said, yes, this is what we need to do, because we have had quite a storied rivalry between these two since the very beginning of Movie Battles. This is, of course, the Chartmaster, Hannah Keefer, the three-time #1 contender, and the first and former Movie Battles champion, Nicki the Nova Baldwin. Both of these competitors very strong, really looking forward to just a battle of wits here in this match.
Absolutely. We have seen these two go at it for a long time, and I think this is just another great chapter in the saga of the story of these two.
I agree. We have seen, like I said, this is the third one-on-one, technically the fourth meeting of the two of them. Nicki won their first two matches, one-on-one, but both of those were extremely close. And, Hannah actually outlasted Nicki in that triple threat match. So you gotta be wondering if maybe she's thinking, I was really close. Maybe I can pull this off. I gotta say, I am excited to see the possibilities.
Absolutely. And with this different format, it levels the playing field. It can be anybody's game on any given day. It always is, but especially when you throw in some differences in the format and do something totally different, I think this is going to be an awesome match.
Yeah, I am excited to get into this match. So what do you say we go ahead and kick this match off by introducing both of these competitors?
Let's do it.
All right. Introducing first, representing the list makers of the world, with a record of 5 wins, 4 defeats, and 4 knockouts. She is a 3-time #1 contender and a Teddy Award nominee. She is the Chartmaster, Hannah Keefer.
All right, let's do this.
Hannah, how are we doing? It's been a while since you have played a match here in Movie Battles. Excited to have you back in here, especially for this third match between you and Nicki. I mean, this was kind of an idea of the two of you, just kind of going back and forth. So, I mean, how are you feeling going into this match?
No, I'm feeling I'm just gonna have a good time with this because every time we've come up against each other, even though she did beat me the first couple matches, like it was always so close, and there were always moments where I thought, okay, I could just get ahead of her here, and she'd go, and then I'd go, and she'd go, and so I'm excited to have this chance to just kind of pair just the two of us up on this sort of simplified playing field and give us the chance to really pair off, and maybe it'll be a third loss to her, but maybe I'll finally get my chance to jump up on top.
We will just have to see. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and bring in Nicki then. And her opponent, representing those who burn brightly, with a record of 5 wins, 2 defeats, and 2 knockouts. She is the first and former Disney Pixar Movie Battles champion. She is Nicki the Nova Baldwin. Nicki, how are we doing?
Not too bad. I've taken a little time ever since the elimination gauntlet, which really annoyed me, by the way, since of course I lost. But I've had some time. I've kind of released some of my frustration and anger. But whatever little bit I still have left, I'm just gonna channel it into this match right now, and hopefully it'll yield me the results I want.
Absolutely. I gotta say, it is nice to see you back to your old self. The other version of you was a little dour, a little scary. But excited to have you in this match. How are you feeling about your chances here? Because like we've said, you have beaten Hannah twice one-on-one. She did outlast you in the triple threat match, but that's a completely different type of match. So how do you feel about this match today?
I feel like I know a lot. I know that she knows a lot. I would say the odds hopefully are in my favor. I've outplayed her on 2 different occasions, but you know what? She very fairly beat me in our last match, the last time we were in the ring together. So anything could happen, and you know what? I just gotta lay all my cards on the table and see if I need to fold them or not.
All right, sounds good. Well, let's go ahead and bring Hannah back in here. All right, and let us go ahead and get ready with the reading of the rules for the first part of this legendary match. In an iron match, this is a 30-minute time limit match. Competitors will receive as many questions as they can within the first 28 minutes of the match before the 2-minute lightning round. Competitors will have 15 seconds to answer each question. All questions in this round are worth 1 point. Competitors will have 1 timeout each within the first 25 minutes. That timeout is worth an entire minute. So if you need time to collect yourself, to get your bearings again, feel free to use that 1 minute. That will not pause the clock. That will just simply use the time. Be less questions, but it will allow our competitors to compose themselves if needed. Competitors will also have their 3 repeats that they can use at any time throughout the first 28 minutes of the match. Each competitor also has a challenge that they can use during that time. If they disagree with any ruling during that point in time, they can use their challenge. If their challenge is upheld, they will keep their challenge. All right. So are our competitors ready?
Ready to go.
Ready to go. Gotta catch them all. Sorry, wrong franchise.
All right, Megan, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, then I don't know about you, but I feel ready for a movie battle. Action begin. And the clock will not start until I have finished reading the first question in this round. All right. And your first question comes in the category of early classics. These are, of course, the films of the 30s through the 40s. And your question. In the film, what is the name of Dumbo's mother? Dumbo, of course.
One of the saddest films.
Yeah, it's I mean, honestly, a lot of those early classics films were quite sad.
4, 3, 2, to be sure, and 1.
All right, so we are starting with Hannah.
I said Mrs. Jumbo.
Mrs. Jumbo is correct. Nicki.
I put just Jumbo.
I don't know
The
if we
last
can.
name.
Yeah.
Jumbo is his dad.
I mean, it is specifically listed as Mrs. Jumbo, so I do not think that we can count just simply Jumbo. So yeah, that unfortunately, I think we'll have to rule that one incorrect.
I would like to challenge then.
You'd like to challenge? Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make your argument.
Just in the context of the movie itself, I don't feel like if you say Jumbo, that could refer to anyone else who's actually in the movie. What Dumbo himself is specifically called Jumbo, argument in that favor.
Okay. Hannah, do you have a rebuttal at all?
I mean, I think it's simply that if this was in any other situation and you just gave the last name of the character and not the name by which they were referred, I don't know that would be accurate. I mean, and this we don't even know if this is a last name. You know, these elephants don't have last names. It's just it's the same way they'd be like Mr. and Mrs. Anthony Smith or whatever. Her name is not Anthony Smith.
Right.
Oh no, yeah.
Okay. Okay. I did pause the clock during our deliberations because I didn't want that to be a part of this. So we have conferred. Although Nicki is correct, there is no other character in the film named Jumbo. She is only ever specifically referred to as Mrs. Jumbo. And within the context of this, we want to be as close to accurate to the film as possible. So we will be sticking with the ruling, and Nicki will still be ruled as incorrect for that answer. Obviously, she won't lose a point, but she has now lost her challenge. All right. So we are now going to continue into question number 2. Hannah with a 1-point lead.
And that question is in the category of the Renaissance, mostly in the 90s. In The Little Mermaid, what are the names of Ursula's eel henchmen?
We do need both names. The eel, I gotta say, these characters creeped me out as a kid.
4, 3, 2, and 1, and time. And we will go ahead and start with Nicki on this one.
Oh God, I don't even want to show it.
Okay.
Okay, well, we'll go ahead and move on over to Hannah then.
Flotsam and Jetsam.
Flotsam and Jetsam are what I was looking for.
All right, so Hannah taking an early 2-point lead, but we've got several questions to go. Going into the third question in the category of the dark times, 2000s. What film follows Experiment 626, who forms a bond with a young girl on Earth? These dark times films, some good, some bad. We say it all the time. I think this is one of the good ones, personally.
Yeah, it's fun. And one time.
All right, Hannah, we're starting with you.
That's Lilo and Stitch.
It is Lilo and Stitch. Nicki?
Lilo and Stitch.
Lilo and Stitch. All right. So Nicki on the board, only down by 2, going into the fourth question.
And we're still early here, and we're going to jump forward to early Pixar. What is the title of Chef Gusteau's cookbook, as well as his motto in Ratatouille? Amazing film, one of my favorites in the Pixar category.
I just recently rewatched this movie. It's so good, so fun, and it's good.
2.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Absolutely. And time. We'll go ahead and start with Nicki.
Easily a top 5 Pixar. Anyone can cook.
Very good. And Hannah.
Thank you to the Ratatouille musical for keeping this in my head. Anyone can cook.
Right.
Whatever it takes.
All right. So Hannah, quite impressive so far. 4 questions up, 4 questions down. In the lead by 2, going into the next category of hybrid films. You can see the performances of Burl Ives, Bobby Driscoll, and Beulah Bondi in which hybrid film?
I remember seeing this film, but could not have told you these people were in it at the time when I saw it.
No, I know. I think I tried watching it
5,
2 or 3 times before
4,
adding it to the list, and then I finally
2,
watched it.
1. And time. It's good.
All right, so Hannah.
I don't have this one.
Don't have this. All right, Nicki.
So dear to my heart.
Oh, you are to me too, Nicki. All right, so yes, with that,
Don't let that
Nicki
inflate your
goes
ego.
up by Nicki closes the gap, only down by 1 now, going into the next question.
And we are moving back to the decline, which are the 60s and 70s. In The Sword in the Stone, what is the name of Merlin's owl? One of my favorite characters from this story.
Oh,
He's quite
yeah.
the character.
So great. Loved this movie as a kid. Definitely one of my
Absolutely.
favorites.
1, and that is time. Let's go ahead and start with Nicki.
I got this before, forgot the answer then, forgot it now, so I'm putting the same answer I put before. Copernicus.
Unfortunately, that is not the one I'm looking for. Hannah, did you have it?
Archimedes.
Archimedes. Yes.
Yes.
That is what I was looking for.
All right, so Hannah regaining that 2-point lead, going into the 7th question, which is in the category everyone's favorite, package films. And your question: who is the Brazilian cigar-smoking parrot that befriends Donald Duck in The Three Caballeros? We do need his full name, but spelling does not count.
For this one in particular, I think that is a good idea.
Yeah, no.
As long as you're phonetic.
I mean, I would have a
4,
hard enough time
3,
pronouncing this.
2, 1. There. And that is time.
All right, so we're going to Hannah.
I do not remember. I wrote Pancho Panchito.
That is
like it.
incorrect. Yeah. All right,
I'm
Nicki.
glad that wasn't it because it was a terrible name.
I went 50-50, now I'm worried I got the wrong one. I thought Jose Carioca.
That is correct. Jose Carioca.
Okay, cool.
So once again, Nicki closing that gap, only down by 1, going into the 8th question.
All right. And we're going to move into the CG revolution, 2010s to the present. In what film will you find the characters Go-Go, Wasabi, Honey Lemon, and Baymax?
Great movie. And some very interesting character names, I gotta say.
Absolutely. A little different. And
Yeah.
1 and time. We'll go ahead and start with Nicki.
Marvel Supremacy, Big Hero 6.
There was that. And Hannah, do you have it as well?
Big Hero 6.
All right. Doing well. Going into the next question in mixed bag. What film has the tagline, "Meet the little voices inside your head"?
The most recent one to make me cry.
Really? I have cried several times since this.
5. Well, that I'm willing to admit.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
2 and 1. That is done.
All right. Hannah?
I ugly cried in the theater. It is Inside Out.
All right. Nicki?
My mom and I actually laughed a lot, but I understand the crying too. Inside Out.
I actually cried before this movie started. That stupid lava short gets me every time.
My brain is piloted by sadness, so it's
That's true. All right. Hannah still up by 1 going into question number 10.
And we're moving into the classics in the 50s. What Disney classic tells us a dream is a wish your heart makes?
Great great group of movies, the classics,
Yes,
the 50s.
absolutely.
I mean, there's a reason I called them the
5,
classics, all
4,
of these.
Absolutely.
Though at least one of
Cannot
them is a
argue
little
those at
problematic,
all.
you know, great films.
Yeah. And that is time. We will go ahead and start with Nicki.
Cinderella.
Cinderella. That is correct. Hannah?
also Cinderella.
Very good.
All right, Hannah maintaining her 1-point lead going into the next category of Muppets. And your question, what is the name of the red-haired Muppet with a high-pitched voice who serves mostly as a lab assistant?
I love imitating this one's voice.
Yeah, don't do it now. We don't want to
Oh
give
no,
anything away.
I would not dare.
Because I'm sure
Would
your
not
impression would be
dare,
spot
but
on.
it 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that is time.
All right. Hannah,
Is that Beaker?
that is Beaker. Nicki.
Oh my god, I heard red hair and I just put animal immediately.
Oh,
Mhm.
all right. So Hannah going up by another point, 9-7, going into this next question.
And we're going to go into the wilderness movies from the 80s. In The Great Mouse Detective, what is the name of the young girl that Basil is helping? We would like first and last name, please. One that is not talked about enough, in my opinion.
No,
That's fine.
it's definitely, I mean, it just came out at the wrong time.
5,
You know, tough time
3,
for Disney.
2, 1. I can't count backwards and talk at the same time. That is time. We will go ahead and start with Nicki.
I put first name Doctor, last name Megs.
I'll points for creativity, but I can't quite give that to you. Hannah.
This was my birth year movie, and it's Olivia Flaversham.
That is
Yes,
correct.
it is.
All right. Moving now to recent Pixar. In what Pixar film will you find a character known as the Manticore? Hannah currently leading by 3, but you know, never
A lot of
count
time
out
left
Nicki.
here.
A lot of time
5,
left. A lot of
4,
questions left.
3, 2, 1, and time.
All right, going to Hannah.
Onward.
Onward is correct. Nikki.
Onward.
Onward. All right. Doing very well. Going to the next question.
Moving onward and upward here in the category of Oscars. What was the first Disney film to win an Academy Award of any kind?
Any kind.
Any
Gotta
form of an Oscar.
Hit that.
Could be any.
Very important. Yes.
Mm-hmm. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. We will start with Nikki.
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
That was the first film. That is correct. Hannah, did you pull it?
I didn't. I just blanked.
All right. So Nikki closing the gap again, only down by 2, going into the Renaissance, the films of mostly the 90s. In the film, what Star Trek actor portrays Mulan's ancestral patriarch? Enjoy Mulan and always love to make a Star Trek reference.
I
enjoy
caught
getting that
that.
opportunity.
2 and 1. That is
All
done.
right, Hannah.
I'm planning on getting pictures with him at Silicon Valley Comic-Con in August.
Hey.
It's George Takei.
It is George Takei. Nikki, do you have it?
If it was almost any other Star Trek actor, that'd be a bit problematic, but it's George Takei.
It's true. It's true.
I thought for a second, I was like, I really hope it's George Takei.
Nope, William Shatner. Ooh. All right. All right, so Nikki only down by 2, going into the next question.
We are going to the dark times, mainly from the 2000s. What film involves a boy named Lewis, a brilliant inventor who ends up time traveling to the future? There is a certain scene with a prehistoric animal that was quite hilarious to watch.
It's true.
In
It's true.
5,
I
4,
gotta say, every time I think of
3,
time travel, though, I just
2,
think Back to the Future.
1. That is time, and we will start with Nikki.
Meet the Robinsons.
That is correct, and Hannah.
So underrated. Meet the Robinsons.
All
I
right.
agree.
Keeping that 2-point lead going into early Pixar. What is the name of the young cook that Remy befriends in Ratatouille?
Some love for Ratatouille. Not bothered by this at all.
And I will accept just the first name as well. You can do both,
5,
but first
4,
name is adequate.
3, 2, 1, and time.
All right, we are starting with Hannah.
Not confident in this. Is it Luigi?
That is incorrect. Nikki.
Alfredo Linguini.
It is
Linguini.
Alfredo Linguini. All right. So
Played by Andrew Barth Feldman, correct?
there you go.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
So Nikki once again closing that gap, only down by 1, going into the next category.
Anything can happen here in hybrid films. In Bedknobs and Broomsticks, Miss Price is training to become a what?
Enjoy this movie, especially the lead casting. Big fan.
Mm-hmm.
Big fan.
Yes. Big cast there. 2 and 1. Time. Go ahead and start with
Oh
Nikki.
gosh, I'm not positive. Is it a witch?
It is a witch.
Oh, thank
Hannah,
goodness.
did you also have it?
Also a witch.
I was scared of, like, is it sorceress or like?
I was trying to figure out if it was more specific.
All right, so Hannah maintaining that 1-point lead going into decline, the 60s through the 70s. And your question, what film is an adaptation of a novel by Charles Dickens about a young orphan boy who falls in with petty criminals? And this is actually a wilderness question. Sorry about that. It's from the 80s.
Yes, a little bit later down in the catalog, but still
Yeah.
very enjoyable.
Absolutely.
5,
Absolutely.
4, 3, 2, 1. Time.
All right, and Hannah.
Oliver and Company.
Oliver and Company is correct. Nikki.
Should I worry? Oliver and Company.
I don't know.
Why should we?
Don't know, Nikki. All right. So Nikki shouldn't, because she's only down by 1 point going into the next question.
Everyone's favorite package films. What American folk hero is the subject of the third segment in Melody Time? Gotta count down the list.
Yeah, gotta figure out that how that worked.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Start with Nikki.
Oh God, is it Johnny Appleseed?
It is Johnny Appleseed. Hannah.
Johnny Appleseed.
Very good.
All right. So Hannah's still ahead by 1 going into the CG Revolution. And the question, in Moana, what is the name of the goddess who has her heart stolen by Maui? Love this movie. This is my favorite Disney film currently. I mean, there are definitely some others that are pretty close, but this one definitely gets me.
I would say I agree. Definitely top 5 at least. Time.
Right. Hannah.
I don't have it.
Do not have it. Nikki.
I think you're both crazy, but it is Tafiti.
It is Tefiti. With that, Nikki ties it up going into the next question, currently 16 all.
All right, and we're going to do mixed bag. Pixar's Brave was originally announced under what title?
We
Deep
are
in this mixed bag. We went way deep into that bag and pulled this.
we
one
did, absolutely. And I will say we currently only have 10 minutes left.
3, 2, 1, and that is time. Pens down. Nikki.
I believe it's The Bear and the Bow.
The Bear and the Bow is correct. Hannah, could you pull it?
I got all of it and then couldn't get the last word, so I just put the bear and the baby.
Oh,
There's no baby in the film.
So
No, there are
close.
3
Close.
technically.
Oh, that's
All right,
true.
so
Maybe
with-
they're not babies, they're
He's ahead.
toddlers.
All right, so with that, Nikki takes over the lead. Hannah was leading throughout the match. Nikki takes over here late in the match, going into classics. What is the name of the relative in Lady and the Tramp who takes care of the baby and dislikes Lady?
Interesting how they use human characters in this film. Very different perspective than most.
It's true. It's true.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time.
All right, Hannah.
Sarah.
Sarah is correct. Nikki.
Aunt Sarah.
Aunt Sarah. All right. Nikki still with a 1-point lead going into the next category.
And we're going to be in the Muppets category. What late Muppeteer provided the voices for such classic characters as Statler, Janice, and Scooter?
Big Muppets fan. I always wonder if people know the names of the Muppeteers, though. And this is not a
That
super
is
well-known one.
Deep
so
cut here.
it's true.
2, 1, and time. Sorry, Nikki, I have to call pens down on that. We are going to start with you. What'd you have?
It's definitely wrong. I didn't finish in time. I first had Jim Henson, then tried to put Frank.
Unfortunately, that is
Right.
not who I'm looking for. Hannah?
I first put Frank Oz and then put Jim Henson. Since it's not a well-known one, it's not that.
The second you
So
said not a
actually-
well.
It is not either one. It is actually Richard Hunt.
That's
Richard Hunt. Yes. Definitely worth a look if you feel so inclined. All right, going into the next category of climb, the 60s through the 70s. And your question, actually, no, that's a wilderness question.
Just flip it.
Yeah, it's fine. In The Great Mouse Detective, Ratigan forces Flaversham to make a duplicate of what British figure?
Not disliking the love for this film either. Gotta say.
Yeah. Yeah, like
All
we
right,
said
and
before on
in
this, it
5,
just came out at the wrong time.
2, 1. Definitely agree. And that is time.
All right,
Go ahead and
Hannah.
start with Hannah.
The Queen.
The Queen is correct. And Nicki.
I think Anna and I are having a flashback to Queen.
All right, Nicki's still leading by 1 going into the next question. And this is recent Pixar.
This is recent Pixar. What are the names of the Bass couple who try to help a young Dory in the beginning of Finding Dory?
Deep cut Pixar question. You know, this is right up Nicki's
Indeed.
alley, but
I
can
would say
Hannah pull
5,
it?
4, 3,
Repeat,
2.
please.
All right,
Okay,
that's your
that
first
is Nicki's
repeat.
first repeat. What are the names of the Bass couple who try to help a young Dory in the beginning of Finding Dory? Making sure she can capitalize on this strength. We'll see if it pays off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that is time. Nicki, I am going to start with you.
I totally blanked on. I put Stan and Inez.
That is correct.
Oh my
Hannah,
god!
could you pull it?
I didn't. I was hoping that she didn't either.
I got Stan, and then I was like, Stan and his fish wife. What is her name?
Well, I mean,
Your instinct was
shows
correct.
how well you know it. Yeah,
Good instinct.
with that, Nicki pulls ahead by 2, and we are within the final 5 minutes. There are no no timeouts anymore. Going into early classics. In Pinocchio, what is the name of the place where boys are transformed into donkeys?
Slightly traumatizing as a
Little bit,
small child to
especially
watch
this
but
section of the film. Yeah,
Absolutely.
little creepy.
5, 3, 2, 1, and time.
All right, Hannah.
Wrecking my brain. It might be Pleasure Island.
It is Pleasure Island. Nicki.
Oh god, no! I completely put something not that.
All right, so Hannah closes the gap, only down by 1 going into the next question.
And this is going to be from the Renaissance 90s films. The Lion King had 3 songs nominated for Best Original Song. Which song won? With an Oscars mixed into this category.
Yeah, a little bit here and there. Nice
In
to
5,
see.
4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Go to Nicki first.
I don't know if I agree it should have won, but it's Can You Feel the Love Tonight?
It is the one that won. You are correct. Hannah?
It's the worst of the 3. It's Can You Feel the Love Tonight?
Which
Hannah
in
just
the
right out to
it-
say it.
That's
Which in
on par for the
2019
Oscars, though. Yeah.
Yeah, which in the 2019 version is sung during the day.
Yeah,
Oh.
makes no sense. Yeah. All right.
Give me something to look
Going
forward to
into
tonight.
the next question. Nicki's still up by 1 in the category of Dark Times. What film features a dog who stars in a TV show and embarks on a cross-country trek to save his human?
I missed
We
this one
are-
initially and recently
really?
went back to rewatch it. It was enjoyable. Yes. I
Yeah.
just missed it during the time. 3, 2, 1. No particular reason. And time.
All right, Hannah.
Bolt.
Bolt is correct. Nikki.
I was a 14-year-old Miley Cyrus fan. I definitely saw this when it came out.
Bolt. All right.
All right, we're going to move into our next question in early Pixar. In Toy Story, what name does Buzz assume at Hannah's tea party?
Love this movie. I will say we have just gotten to the 2-minute warning, but we will finish this question
5, 4,
before we
3,
move over.
2, 1, and that is time on this question. Nikki, I'm going to have to call time on that. Did you have it?
I know it's Mrs. something. I blinked on the last name.
Okay, and we'll go to Hannah.
Mrs. Nesbit.
Mrs. Nesbit is correct.
And Hannah
Woo.
ties it up, going
boy.
into the final
Pixar
2
question.
minutes in this match. Yes, if you had asked me that one of these two were going to miss a Pixar question, I never would have said it was Nikki. All right, so we are going to go into the final 2 minutes in this match. I'm going to go ahead and bring up the rules for these last 2 minutes. All right, in these final 2 minutes, the lightning round. Competitors will receive as many questions as they can in the remaining 2 minutes. Competitors will have 10 seconds to write each answer. Each answer is worth 1 point. Each incorrect answer will lose them a point. However, competitors can also choose to pass. So if they choose to pass, they simply need to write down pass on their board before by the time the 5-second countdown has started. There are no repeats or challenges in this round. All right, so we are going to go ahead. We're going to switch over to the last few questions in this match. We do have sudden death questions available just in case. We will just have to see what happens. In order to speed this along just a little bit, our competitors will be flipping their boards at the same time. So we will go ahead and start with the first question. The timer will not start until I have finished asking this question. And remember, there are no category readings in this. It's just straight up questions. Which film ends with the segment Pecos Bill?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time.
All right, flip. Melody time is
Melody
correct.
time.
Oh, did did Nikki pass? I missed it. Okay.
She did.
All right, so Nikki passed, so we will move forward to the next question. Sorry, go ahead. Megan.
Which SNL alum provides the voice of Cusco in The Emperor's New Groove? In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time and show the boards. David Spade is correct.
Is correct. Okay, next question. What Disney animated film won Best Animated Feature for 2016?
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time.
And flip. Zootopia. Nikki is correct. Hannah is wrong. So Nikki is now
Okay.
ahead by 1. Going into the next question.
Next question. The Little Mermaid marked the beginning of the Renaissance era. What year was it released? I think they got this pretty quick, but
So
5,
2.
4, 3, 2, 1. Time and flip. 89, 89. Correct across the
All
board.
right, correct. Next question. In The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad, what crooner provides the narration for The Legend of Sleepy Hollow? Nicki passes.
And 5, 3, 2, 1. Time. Hannah, flip your board.
Bing Crosby is correct. And that was the end of the 2-minute mark, which means that we are tied again, going in at the end of regular play. It wouldn't be a Hannah and Nicki match if we didn't bring it down to the wire. So
absolutely,
we are going to proceed into sudden death. All right. In sudden death, questions in random unnamed categories will be given to all competitors. Competitors will have 15 seconds to write down their answer. Answers must be spoken aloud when revealing your response. All questions in this round are worth 1 point. The first competitor with a lead wins. Competitors will have 1 repeat and 1 challenge. This is literally sudden death, ladies. The first one to get a correct answer will, to go up will win. All right, first person with a lead. All right, here we go. In Bambi, what creature does Bambi mistakenly call a bird?
In 5, 4,
Repeat, please.
3.
All right, Nicki using her repeat. All right, in Bambi, what creature does Bambi mistakenly call a bird?
And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time.
All right, we will start with Hannah.
That's not a bird, that's a butterfly.
Okay, and Nicki. And your winner of the Iron Woman match, the Chartmaster, Hannah Keefer, won by 1 point, 26-25. In typical Hannah Nicki fashion, they took it down to the very last point, the very last wire. Absolutely phenomenal. Great match, ladies. Very, very excited for you both. Well, there you have it. These two are nothing if not consistent. I mean, back and forth. This, I mean, you talk about
Any
shades
point,
of
this
their
could have
first
changed.
match. Absolutely. And it literally, just like their first match, went down to the sudden death questions. It just, this time, went in Hannah's favor rather than Nicki's. Quite a reversal of fortune. I am curious as to what Nicki wrote down on her pad. I mean, she used her repeat and then just threw it away. But yeah, I gotta say, I mean, obviously neither one of these ladies have any reason to hang their head. Phenomenal showing from both of them. Obviously now Hannah will move forward with a victory over Nicki. But Nicki still not a bad record. 5-3.
Yeah.
Nothing, not too shabby.
Not
But
at all.
but I think that it is time that we get the competitor's word on this. So let us go ahead and go into post-match interviews.
And I am here with Nicki, who this probably didn't end the way that you expected, but overall, how are you feeling about how this went? I mean, you guys once again came down to the wire.
Clay mentioned me throwing away my board. I wouldn't mind throwing away him, but all things considered, it went pretty damn well. I mean, we both like I said, we both have different pockets of knowledge, and we both put them on display. And I would have to know when to fold them. And I guess that's exactly what I did, right?
Yeah, well, and it's at this point, you guys wanted to see what would happen if you were just gonna go head to head without all the game strategy, and she just edged you out this time. But I think what this proves is you are both still very good at this game with a lot of knowledge and a lot of things that you still know that definitely came full on display, regardless of the full outcome.
Yeah, that's definitely some way you could possibly put it.
Well, I guess I'm hearing maybe you have a different thought. What's your thought on this, and are you looking forward to something down the road? Kind of
know
what?
Yeah, Megan. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Dr. Megs. Okay, so I've given so much to this league. I've specifically given a lot to Clay. I put my blood, sweat, and tears into this, and this whole league was built off of my back from the first championship. And you know what? It's exhausting and grueling and tiring and a lot of other adjectives I don't feel like pulling from a thesaurus right now. But you know what? I'm tired. This is as I always suspected, and tonight kind of proved it. Just kind of a load of BS. You hear that, Cow? It's BS. And you know what? I'm tired. I'm drained. I'm done. I'm going to go watch another Pixar movie because that's my brand. And you know what? I'll sign off. Nova's signing off.
So Hannah, you just saw what happened here. Your initial reactions here. I don't quite know what to think.
I mean, at some point, on one hand, at some point, you just got to know when, you're done with you're not getting into the game anymore. Your heart's not in it. And you have to step away. But on the other hand, I think it's the fact that we've gone up against each other multiple times, and the first time that I officially win over her, she steps down. I feel, I don't know how I feel about that in terms of, did I drive her to this? And you know what? I got my win, so I'm feeling okay about it. But it was, the timing is interesting.
It is interesting timing. I think there were, I didn't hear any direct animosity towards you. Maybe someone else that I'll be talking to about this here a little bit later, maybe get a little insight from him, but definitely nothing that you need to hang your head about from this match. You guys, you both agreed to this. You came in here, you went at it, just straight up questions, no major changes in the format, just straight up questions. And you guys were back and forth, pinballing the lead the whole game. So I think this is definitely an awesome way to kind of cap off the trio in you guys facing off one-on-one. So, kind of interesting ending to this, but I think you definitely, you both showed that you have a lot of knowledge in all of this, and look forward, Hannah, to seeing what you're able to do as we progress along into the season.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've always felt like with Nicki's matches and it was just a matter of, when did we stop asking the questions? Because if we kept going, it would have flipped the other way. And that was the same case with this here. Depending on when we stop asking the questions determines who's up at the time. And I was fortunate this time to be the one who landed when it stopped. And so I'm happy to have had a win against her in our long fight together. And we'll be sorry to not play against her again. But I'm happy with this feels like a nice conclusion to that.
Yes, well, indeed. Again, very well played, and look forward to seeing what is up for you next.
So did I see what I think I just saw with Nicki?
I think so. Just I don't know what that was fully.
Yeah.
But I think she's done. She's walking away. She threw the board back and she's walking out. I abruptly leaving my interview.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, look, I mean, obviously Nicki and I have had our moments. But Nicki was the first champion of this league. And I have never been anything but grateful for that. So I'm definitely sorry to see her go. But you know, Nicki wanted to do it Nicki's way. So
she did.
I mean, I will say, if Hannah ever wanted to, she could claim that she was the one that retired Nicki, because she put her out by beating her. But yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, Nicki retiring or stepping away or whatever it is a big deal, but we also don't want to bury the lead here. Hannah finally got her win against Nicki. Unfortunately, Nicki's no longer the champion, so that doesn't give Hannah the belt, but it does give her, like I said, it gave her the opportunity to kind of exercise that get past that point, and now she can move on to bigger and better things. And I, for one, am excited to see what that might mean for the league going forward. But yeah, I mean, again, we still have another match here in Movie Battles Blowout. So looking forward to the big championship match between Little Boat, Caleb Boatman, and of course, Mad Madam, Kelly Meehan. This is going to be phenomenal, but in order to see it, well, first of all, you're going to have to put up with the hammer, and I'm sorry for that. But you are going to have to stay here. You're going to have to stay watching. And as always, Moo.
Moo.